Hello, welcome to my first attempt at a Catan strategy YouTube channel. I don't have a lot of experience doing this. I've done a podcast for fantasy football for a couple years, nothing fancy. So I'm going to take you into this. I have played a lot of Catan. I played back when it was on the Xbox Live. I've been playing real Catan in person since 2004, I think. So we played a lot at our house. I would estimate I've played somewhere in the range of a couple thousand games of Catan. Probably too much. I've probably wasted way too much of my life playing Catan, but I could probably say that for a lot of things. So here we get started on this game. It's going to be an interesting one, or was an interesting one for me because I lost, which happens. But I really thought I had a good chance at winning. I thought I had really good spots, and I thought my opponents kind of didn't pick the best spots. And, that's just the way it works out sometimes in Catan. And at the end, we'll kind of, look at why I didn't win. But starting here with these starting spots, you can see that up in the top left first caught my eye when I looked at this is that 9 in brick, 6 in sheep, 10 in rock, 5 in wheat, 8 in wheat. All across the top there, that's good spots. Now Gray chooses to go here at the bottom. That's only 11 dots. He's got a couple spots he could go that are 12 dots. And when I say dots, those are the odds that a spot will hit. So if you count the dots below the numbers, I think hopefully most people watching this video would know that. But those each represent unique dice rolls. So the spot Gray took, it has 11 unique rolls. About one out of every three rolls, on average, one of those numbers will hit. Now we'll go up here in the top left on the brick, rock, and sheep. It's 12 dots, which means exactly 1/3 of every roll on average over the long run, one of those three numbers should hit. Of course, it doesn't work that way in individual games because you have variance, chance, which is what makes the game fun. If you automatically won by picking the best spots at the beginning, you wouldn't have to even play the game, really. So I'm going to go, and this might not be where everybody would go, and in retrospect, knowing that I lose, it might not be where I win if I knew the result. But it's a strategy I'm not afraid to take sometimes, and so I'm going to go on that 10 of rock, 8 in wheat, 5 in wheat. This gives me pretty strong rock. I make 2 at a time on a 10. Leaves me vulnerable if the 10 doesn't hit, but I've got so much wheat that I got to think I'll be making wheat most of the game. I've got 9 dots on that. I've got a 6 in sheep. Now, one of the things with that 6 in sheep, and part of what made that first spot I took so valuable, I was thinking, was if we look at the other sheep out there on the board, there's only an 11, 2, and 3. My 6 in sheep is as likely to hit on any given roll as those 3 other sheep spots combined. You'll notice I also built towards the sheep port. This is a strategy I utilize sometimes because I want to be able to trade with the bank those sheep instead of trading them away. So you'll see there, Gray just got a road right off the bat. He went on that 6, 3, 4, and he gets a road. Red really took terrible spots here. The brick port, this is tempting for novice players, I think, to go on the brick port, but Red would have been much better off going where Gray went and building a road towards that brick port so that he could get on it. I roll here 4 hits. Gray's getting a lot of cards, just got a rock, started out with a road. 6 hits. Now, in retrospect, I'm probably should have bought a development card here. I don't when it gets to my turn. My thinking here is that one single 10 hitting is going to give me a city. I'm not above 7 cards yet. The robber hasn't moved, so I'm not being blocked. This puts me up to 7. Now, I could think about trading in for a development card here. There's only 3. If there were 4 players, I maybe would because that increases the chances a 7 will hit before it's my turn. And so it all worked out well. I can't roll. I can't give up cards here when it gets to my turn. But I'm still just a 10 away from getting a city, and I usually like to do that if I can here at the beginning. Like I said, that will, these guys, they're building to some pretty good spots. Red's looking to get on a a spot that's 7 dots, and gray's looking to get on a spot that's 9 dots. But, you know, if I city up one of my spots, that's 12 dots. Now, it's redundant. I don't get on any new numbers with that, but it does increase my production. So here I'm going to trade those 4 sheep away for wood, and I'm going to build my road. I don't view my road as all that threatened at the moment. Red already built his road in a different direction, and I'd like to get that sheep port. So I don't want gray to cut me off. I'm going to build the road. A lot of times I won't build a road right away if I'm afraid somebody's going to try to beat me to that spot. It kind of puts the flag out there that says, hey, screw me over, please. So gray's got the first robber of the game. Let's see what he does here. Oh, I hate how slow this game gets sometimes. Some of these people, it's not rocket science. Just put your robber on a spot. That's a good spot. I'll take that. Yeah, the connection problem's great. So right now I'm thinking red doesn't have a chance. If red won, it would be just because gray and I F this up so bad. The gray guy or I F this up so bad that it wouldn't even be funny. So if I get my chance to block, I'm not blocking red. I'm probably going to block gray. I'm going to steal from gray. I'm going to try to keep gray from pulling away with this game. I think we'll see. I don't really get the chance to do that. The numbers don't roll in my favor. But, you know, not having wood, if I can get on that sheep port, I'm going to feel pretty good without having wood because I really only need another 2 woods to get to a 3-to-1 port, either on the 9 of brick or the 10 of rock. So I don't need to make all that much wood to win. After that, I just need the 10 to hit and 6, 5, 8. I mean, I got a lot of numbers, a lot of good numbers that can hit. All right, gray, after his incredibly long turn. So this is where I probably should have bought a development card. I don't think I do. Maybe I do because yep, I get a point. Now, getting a point early, while it's always good to get a point, especially so your opponents don't, because if I didn't buy that point, one of them would. It is not as good as getting one late. I'd rather got a year of plenty or a road building or a monopoly or even a knight possibly that could help protect my spots, help block gray. But I didn't get that. I got a point. I'll take it. So gray gets a settlement down. Now he gets a road down to another settlement. This is where I'm really falling behind the eight ball. I need some cards to start coming my way. And, you know, look what I get. I get another brick that doesn't really help me at all. I don't do a lot of trading. In this game, I probably should have tried to trade a little harder and probably get passed on some trades I should have made. But I only generally want to trade with people that are pretty far behind me or I don't see as a threat to win, and people that and only when I get a better deal than the person who's trading away. I don't like to trade very much. I like to be relatively self-sufficient if I can. That doesn't mean I won't take an opportunistic trade if I can. Now this trade, I should probably make that. I do. I don't make wood. I make a lot of wheat. I'm comfortable with that trade. There's the 4. Get 2 rocks for gray. He's on his way to a city. So boom, I get a settlement. Right now I'm thinking I got 4, Gray's got 4. He's got, you know, an extra spot above me. I just got a road down though. I'm sitting pretty good right now. I get that sheep port. I still think I've got a solid shot in this game. Red screwed. Red left. They didn't even care. They're done. There's a 10. I Yeah, gray just takes forever. It drives me crazy. I mean, that's one of the things that you get with experience, I guess, is just knowing what to do quickly and looking at your hand and knowing the moves you're going to make before it gets to your turn. I don't generally have to think too much by the time it gets to my turn about what I want to do. So here I'm just holding out. I'm thinking a 5 or an 8, and I've got my fourth settlement. At the same time, I'm also thinking another 10 and an 8, and I could put a city down. So I'm I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. Here comes the 7. Gray with control of the robber. Blocks my wheat that I need for a settlement. 2 doesn't help me. Pass it along. I really just need a wheat right now. And I don't hardly have anything to trade. So there we go. That 6 hit for me. Red gets a settlement down. I'm still not really worried about red. In fact, I'd rather help red if try to block off gray if I get the chance. But, I got my settlement right now, which is good. But I'm a little worried that gray he's just getting so much and building so quickly. He's got quite a bit of rock, and he's on that rock port, so but I'm still in this game at this point. I'm definitely feeling like this game could go either way. You know, boom, 4 for gray. That just kills me. He's got 12 cards right now. I know he's got 3 rocks at least. So he'll probably get a city down here again if he wanted to, or at least trade those rocks in because he's got the rock port. Yeah, there's 2 rocks for wheat. Yeah, I mean, Gray played this the way he should have. That's a smart move there, being on that rock port, taking that settlement. I would probably do that even if I had a city in my hand. If I could make that settlement happen at this point, I think that's the right move. You don't want red getting a road building and creeping in on you. So I went pretty quick there and passed. I didn't get anything that was complementary to what I need to do. I don't really want to trade those 2 sheep for wheat, so I'm not doing that with. I maybe should have. Oh, I did do that trade. Okay. I guess because I'm thinking I need a development card, which there it gives me a city because I have the sheep port. And I've got 2 sheep now that I can trade for 1 wheat and build a city. There we go. And I'm gonna put that. Yep, we'll put that there. The 8's blocked, so that kind of contributes. The 6 also, the 6, 9, 10. I'm getting multiple resources and 3 bricks on the 9, two sheep on the 6 that I can trade in. So I went there once again. Gray with 14 cards. His cards just keep hitting, or his numbers keep hitting, and he pretty much gets to a point that other than an 8, just about any number that hits, he makes as much as me, or makes off pretty much just as well as me. And there's really, unless your opponent messes up at that point, there's really no way to come back. I mean, you can get lucky with development cards sometimes, or steal longest road when somebody's not paying attention. But once they get the statistical advantage on you, once when a 10 hits, he gets 2 wheat. Yeah, I get 3 rock, but it still helps him so much. When a 9 hits and he gets 3 rock, I get 3 brick. That stuff like that. I really pretty much need the 8 to hit. I mean, even the 3, I get a sheep, he gets a sheep. So he's already at 9 points. He just took longest road. He's just suddenly just blown this thing out of the water, and there's not a lot I can do. This game has just went haywire, and that happens sometimes. I mean, I don't regret the spots I've taken. Just the dice did not play out right. Um, so I think the important thing to remember when you get in a game like this is that the statistics work in the long run. If you're thinking about playing Catan in the context of, you're going to be playing Catan for the next decade of your life, you can't let a game like this, where, for instance, the 8 hasn't hit all game yet. You can't let that hang in your head and think, well, I'm not going to go on an 8 next game, because the odds don't change like that. We think that they do sometimes. It's called gambler's fallacy, but they don't really. Every time the dice are rolled are a whole new set of odds. So Gray just won that. It was pretty much a routing. So let's look at some of the statistics here. This is the big one. I mean, 8 didn't even hit once in the entire game. 6 hit a lot, but like I said, he basically got as much as I did on a 6, so it didn't help me any. That 6 hit a bunch. That 4 hitting 6 times, that really helped him with all that rock he was making. You see, it kind of hurts because I was rated quite a bit higher than these guys. I'm really trying to break that 1200 threshold, but I haven't been able to get there. I mainly because Catan Universe sucks, especially on the iPad, and quits out sometimes. Um, this was just a quick little game. I found it kind of interesting. It only took 15 minutes. That the 8 didn't hit at all in the whole game, and that even though I thought I had the best spots, and maybe not, the most complimentary spots as far as I didn't have all the resources, but Gray just kind of got lucky on a run of cards, and it worked out for him that he was able to take that one. So have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you check back again when I post something else. Later.